Morning, Mr. Subramaniam. Thank you very much for joining us.
Morning.
Well, honesty has become expensive. Now for 2 lakh, you will have to quote your PAN card. Do you see people going away to the unbranded guys? Do you see loss because you will have to force this PAN card rule?
We will, absolutely. We will definitely enforce it. We've been doing it above the 5 lakh limit as well, despite whatever loss it has. We've had to incur, or rather loss of sales that we had to incur because of that. I think as a company we're committed to abiding by the law in both letter and spirit. Coming to this now, I think yes, 2 lakhs is a much better limit than the earlier 1 lakh which was talked about in the speech by the finance minister last year. So to that extent there is a sigh of relief from our side, and going by our own numbers, I think the impact, because our average ticket size is significantly lower than the average jeweler in India. We are not very strong on the wedding segment, so our average selling ticket price is about 65,000 rupees, and our estimate of cash transactions for 2 lakhs to 5 lakh range is less than 10%, and obviously not the entire 10% or that figure could be under threat. It's only a part of that which could be under threat. So the impact that we see therefore in our own books is not expected to be significant. It will be quite marginal. So I don't see an issue with us on that front. And yes, of course, we will definitely abide by the regulations in letter and spirit.
Okay, so the percentage of revenue which comes in from cash transaction from 2 lakh to 5 lakh is around 10%. So the impact will be less than that. Would your Golden Harvest scheme be impacted in any way, sir?
No, again, that should not get impacted because the ticket sizes there also are much, much lower. The average Golden Harvest saving is significantly lower than the threshold. And even considering people do spend more than what they have saved, the upsell is generally in the 50-60% range. We should still be well within the radar. So I don't see an issue with the Golden Harvest. With all credit card transactions, people should not have a problem. People paying by checks should not have a problem. So I think the impact should therefore be minimal for us.
Okay, it's since we have you with us, let's discuss a little bit of how business progressed during the festival season. Usually a good season for you. How was October, December?
The Dasara Diwali was quite decent. We mentioned something like a 20% growth, and it was nice to see that sort of growth after quite some time. Frankly, last 2 Diwalis have not been great, so this year they seem to have bucked that trend, and there has been some revival in demand as far as jewelry is concerned. But I can't say the same of watches for sure. It's been very flattish, and even eyewear has slowed down a little. It's not been as good as it used to be, say, till 2 quarters back. So there has been some slowdown in the eyewear demand as well. But the big business, which is jewelry for us, has done reasonably well, yes.
Okay. Just to go back to that issue about PAN card quotation, the first time this PAN card was introduced was sometime in 2011, and that time the limit was much higher at 5 lakh rupees, as you were pointing out. Did you face, at that time, did you face any impact at all on your higher value products because of the introduction of PAN card, just to get a sense of, how much will it dissuade customers? Yeah,
of course. We definitely got impacted significantly for all our product sales over 5 lakh rupees. So that clearly was there was a significant impact. The reason we are a little more confident now is that over the years, over these last 4-5 years, we have seen a significant shift of customers moving in from the unorganized to the organized trade. I'm here counting all big regional players as well, and I'm assuming that they will also be adhering to these laws in both letter and spirit. So in that context, there has been a migration towards the more organized play. The government's own black money drive over the last year plus has been something which has dissuaded people from generating that sort of money. We are seeing it ourselves, the younger generation clearly looking at turning white and being law-abiding citizens. So I think there is going to be a general shift towards people paying their taxes and adhering to the law. And therefore, in the long run, such things should be fine by us. Yeah.
Aapke muh mein ghee shakkar. But just let me wind up with a question on the sales. You know, revenues first half is down about 20%, 19-20%. How much may you make up? Will you end the year flat?
A little difficult to say, yes, but definitely there is going to be growth this quarter and maybe a little more next quarter, because we will get in the golden harvest scheme kicking in fully for the next quarter. So our growth should be quite good actually, both quarter 3 and quarter 4. Where we end up is still not very clear. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Subramaniam, thank you very much for joining us with your thoughts, and a very happy new year to you, in case we don't touch base with you up until Jan 1st.
That's the pain of the PAN card for Titan Industries, little bit at least.
Well, little bit, but I assume that from the numbers he's saying, if their average ticket size is 65,000, then for most of the people it doesn't hurt. And let's hope that, as he says, people will buy on the PAN card. Let's hope it's not such a pain and things are weeded out. On that note, Rajat, since you're still with us, thanks a lot for waiting by. Titan on the charts?
Well, Titan is not showing that kind of strength actually. I would say that Titan was on a downtrend. Maybe if 350 gets broken, it can move further down. But once it crosses, once it reverses and crosses say 360 or so and sustains above that, then you can expect some kind of an upswing that will take it to again the recent high of around 390. But for now, watch out for the levels of 350 on the downside and 360 on the upside.
All right. Well, hold on, Rajat. Just a couple of things I wanted to point out. BF Utilities, this is Varinder spotting. He has an eagle eye for these stocks. It's up about 5%, and the Karnataka High Court is expected to deliver a final order today on the case which might help the company monetize and develop a group housing on 2,000 crore acres of land. So that stock up now to, okay, it's gotten postponed. I understand, my producer is telling me that it's gotten postponed. So perhaps